She-Hulk show was cancelled due to backlash back in 1997 due to the way that certain characters were cut out, and so it ended at 8 episodes. But does that mean this season was bad altogether? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, it's Joshua E. Faulkner. Welcome to the cinema. Let me know down in the comments below if you even seen the show or if you heard about it, and if this review helps recommend if you should watch it or not. So overall, this is a sequel series to the Incredible Hulk series that I also reviewed. You can check out in the cards up there that I just highly was captivated by the continuing performances that were directed in animated form. And while Rick, Betty, Gargoyle, and the leader were left out in most of the episodes that were performed here, and most of the narrative that was opposite of what they were doing in season 1, overall I still really kind of got the dig of what was going on within this season in its own means, what it was going for, and I did highly enjoy quite a few moments of it in the same way that had the same taste of season 1 that we gotten before. This time we're getting a lot more of She-Hulk and a lot more of what you're getting with the blend of the two and the mix within that. But my main problem with this season consists within where we left off in season 1, in which Rick Jones turned into the Hulk as Bruce Banner turned into the Grey Hulk, and while they did that pretty well and handled it well, in the very first episode they sidetrack and backtrack on that, and what they do is essentially reverse what they even did in the first place within the very first of the 8 episodes, and I thought they would just continue on showing us different versions of that Hulk, but they mostly just bring Bruce Banner, bring him back into his normal self, but back into Green Hulk. But as later on as the show progresses, you see a dual fight between the Hulk and the Grey Hulk within himself that makes it more compelling and going back to the narrative that I hoped we were getting within this. But still, it was still not fully him trying to be one Hulk, and I don't know how that lands up with the different comic variations and how it looks like in the comics, if that's how it did. But I thought it was going to actually go with Rick being the Green Hulk permanently, and we see a lot more of him in that manner. And so I was a little disappointed in that retrospect. But overall, we still got enough Betty when it was needed. And while we didn't get quite so many cameos of other heroes such as Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider like we did in the first season, this still did bring a few familiar faces and unfamiliar faces that we got to learn more about and see, at least for some moment, that didn't make it as powerful as the first season, but it was still well done in its own ideas and seemed like it was building up these short stories that each episode brought a different event. And while that one in the first season did the same idea, you could have seen what they were building up to once they were bringing back the Gargoyle and Leader. And while they introduced the Gargoyle and Leader in this still, it wasn't so much. And obviously with cutting out at 8 episodes, we unfortunately didn't get to see where they're going up and what the final battle could have looked like within that, which is what was rather disappointing, especially episode 8, not even feeling like a direct conclusion to what they were trying. They didn't even try and wrap it up just because that wasn't the conclusion they were shooting for. And so unfortunately, this was canceled too soon. But overall, I rather enjoyed it and still have to give it a 7 out of 10, which isn't quite as much as the first season, but still enjoyable. So let me know down in the comments below if you've heard of this, or if you're going to be interested in watching this on Disney Plus. And no, it's not the She-Hulk series. So be sure to check out my season 1 review of this if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.